down from the Regency.
Oh,
They
Logan.
are said to be gathering their forces, as are your allies. It appears it will be civil war after all, despite the Darkspawn. Pity. I also have an interest
I love
in
how
the
it starts with them.
There seem to be Grey Wardens who survived Ostergard.
Like, let's give them the dramatic.
How,
Oh, I
don't know.
love this scene though.
But they will act against you. I have arranged for a solution, with your leave.
Oh my
The
god!
crows send their regards.
See, like, that entrance is so good.
An assassin.
Against Grey Wardens, we will need the very best.
I love that goblet.
And the most expensive.
Come on, you got the money. Zenarg, hello, welcome in. I love his bow. Okay. I feel like I'm gonna like Zevran a lot more now that I'm like a little bit older. And I'm a little bit more into these like roguish types. So I'm really curious. Emperor, it's good to see
We need
you!
help. They attacked the wagon. Please help us. Follow me. I'll take you to them.
The biggest liar in all of NPC liars, basically, right there. Oh my god, I miss this game already. I just finished playing it like a couple months ago. Her smirk! Oh, they've got Win in their party. Okay. He knows the drow hand code. He's like,
The Grey Warden dies here.
the most confident you'll ever hear Zevran. He's just passed out. I love him.
What? I rather thought I would wake up dead, or not wake up at all, as the case may be. But I see you haven't killed me yet.
Oh, maybe AD
Of
Legend.
that,
Maybe.
I have no doubt. You are most
That's what
skilled.
I'm curious about. Like, maybe
If you
this is
haven't
going to be
killed me,
the...
however, you must have kept me alive for some purpose, yes?
Maybe this is going to be the thing for me now. I've gotten to that point.
So I'm to be interrogated. Let me save you some time. My name is Zevran. Zev to my friend.
Okay,
I
wait.
am a member of...
I always love how he says this in his introduction. My name is Zevran. Zev to my friends. Like, this person just tried to kill you. And he's like, my friends call me Zev. Reyes replacement. We'll see about that. There's going to be way more content in this romance than I got in the Reyes romance. So we'll see about that.
The Antivan Crows, brought here for the sole purpose
I'm
of
excited.
slaying
I
any
hope it's-
surviving Grey Wardens.
I hope it's
Which
spicy. I
have
hope it's
failed at,
sassy.
sadly.
Maybe I'll have to play this
So would I
again.
be in your shoes. For me, however, it sets a rather poor precedent, doesn't it? Getting captured by a target seems a tad detrimental to one's budding assassin career.
I can tell you that. They are an order of assassins out of Antiva, very powerful
You
and
would know,
renowned for
Leliana.
always getting the job done, so to speak. Someone went to great expense to hire this man.
Someone.
Quite right. I'm surprised you haven't heard much of the Crows out here. Back where I come from, we're rather infamous. Not precisely. I was in the neighborhood when the offer came. The Crows get around, you see.
I love that you can immediately
A rather
flirt with him
taciturn
too.
fellow in the capital. Logan, I think his name was. Yes, that's it. I have no idea what his issues are with you. The usual, I
Would you
imagine.
play it and not
threaten his
romance?
power,
That would
yes.
be really hard
Beyond
for me.
that, no, I am not loyal to him.
It would be really
was
hard for me
contracted
to
to
not
perform a
romance. I love
service.
Alistair.
Oh, well, that's between Logan and the Crows, and between the Crows and myself.
Oh, you tried to
Isn't
convince.
that what
Oh,
we're
that's so
establishing
good,
now?
Emperor. Like
I wasn't
Leliana,
paid
nothing
anything.
happened.
The Crows, however, were paid quite handsomely.
Nothing happened
or so I
between us.
understand.
Severn's like,
Which does make me about as poor as a chantry mouse, come to think of it. Being an Antivan Crow isn't for the
Leliana
ambitious,
thought I
to
was
be
trying to
perfectly
date her in this
honest.
game too, so.
Well, aside from a distinct lack of ambition, I suppose it's because I wasn't given much of a choice. The
Do we have a
crows
Zevran
bought
pillow?
me
No, we
young.
don't.
I was
We
a
have
bargain, too,
only,
or so
well,
I'm
we
led
have
to believe.
Alistair and Morrigan
But don't
pillow.
let my sad story influence you. The crows aren't so bad. They keep one well supplied. Wine, women,
Okay, I
men,
think we're getting to the
whatever you happen to
flirts.
fancy. Though the whole severance package is garbage, let me tell you. If you're considering joining, I'd really think twice about it.
If
I
you're
wasn't.
considering
If I had
joining.
succeeded, I would have returned home and the crows would have informed your Logain of the results, if he didn't already know. If I had failed, I would be dead, or I should be, at least as far as the crows are concerned. No need to see Logain then. Why not? I wasn't paid for silence. Not that I offered it for sale, precisely. Loyalty.
You're
is
like,
an
oh, are you
interesting
loyal? He's
concept.
like, no.
If you wish, and you're
Morgan!
done
Yeah,
interrogating
you're a
me,
Zevran
we can discuss
romancer.
it further.
We're just enjoying a good
Well,
book.
here's the thing. I failed to kill you, so my life is forfeit. That's how it works. If you don't
Yeah,
kill me,
I'm
the
excited to
crows
see
win.
how quick this
Thing
romance
is,
goes.
I like living.
I've heard
And
that
you
it's like a
obviously are the sort
very
to give the crows pause. So let me serve you
fast-paced,
instead.
steamy romance right away, which is like the opposite of what Alistair's is, so.
Why? Because I am skilled at many things, from fighting to stealth and picking locks.
He is such a
I
liar,
could
though.
also warn
He's
you
so,
should the
he
Antivan
can't
crows
pick any
attempt
locks.
something more sophisticated now
Anyway.
that my attempts have failed. I could also stand around and look pretty if you prefer. Warm your bed. Fend off unwanted suitors, no?
See?
See? I knew we could find a common interest. Or two, or three. Really, I can go all night.
What?
What shall it be? I'll even shine armor.
Mary,
You
welcome
won't
in.
find a
We're just
better
getting
deal, I
started
promise.
with this. I hope you're doing well. He's like, I could go all night. Excuse me? See,
To be completely honest,
this is what KOTOR is missing right now. He can pick locks when you spec him to. Yeah. In my first playthrough, I actually did spec him to pick locks, and I was much more on top of things. My second playthrough, I failed him.
I was never given much of a choice
did fail
regarding
you,
joining
Anakin.
the crows.
Hello,
They
back.
bought me on the slave market when I was a child. I think
Oh my
I
God.
paid my worth back to them
Zevran's
plus
story,
tenfold.
though.
The only way out, however, is to sign up with someone they can't touch. Even if I did kill you now, they might just kill me on principle for failing
Zevran's
the
story
first time.
gets me every single time, though. I
Honestly, I'd rather
like
take
being
my
his
chances with you.
friend, and I like the friendship arc with Zevran. I've never tried flirting with him. I always shut
happen
him
to be
down
a very
right
loyal
away.
person. Up until the point where someone expects me to die for failing. That's not a
Xenocide,
fault, really,
hello.
is it? I mean, unless you're
Yeah,
the sort
cold
who
beds
would do
right
the same
now in
thing,
this economy.
In which case, I don't come very well recommended, I suppose.
In this season, we
What?
want cold beds.
You're taking the assassin with us now? Does that really seem like a good idea?
I love Alistair.
All right.
Oh my god, I already miss him. Is it
Still, if
messed
there
up
was
to
a
miss a
sign we were
character
desperate,
like
I think it
that?
just knocked on the door and said hello.
Welcome, Zevran.
He's just such
Having
a
an Antivan
comfort
crow join
character
us
for
sounds
me.
like a fine plan.
Oh, you are another companion to be, then? I wasn't aware such loveliness
What?
existed amongst adventurers,
Is
surely.
he's flirting with her?
Or maybe not.
You flirt with Liliana. She
I
looks
hereby
like
pledge my oath of
Liliana.
loyalty to you until such
Their
a time
warden
as you
looks
choose to
exactly like
release me from
Liliana.
it. I am your man, without reservation. This I swear.
I am your man. I like hearing that. Okay, so he just joined. Let's see, just catch up with chat. I slept with Zevran and then made Alistair sad, so I stopped. I want to see some of those reactions too, where the companions like respond or like get jealous. Because I haven't seen a lot of those, except where I accidentally made Liliana jealous because I apparently accidentally flirted with her into a romance. Yeah, I like how they're so difficult. No, it's not. No, it's not what AD Legend puts on the Templar armor. I like the Templar armor too. I like the skirt. Become one of the major sidekicks. I will say I've never romanced Zevran, but in my playthrough, he was always in my party, especially in my first playthrough. My main trio was Alistair, Zevran, and Morrigan, and those were my favorite characters in Origins. And I really, really liked having the friendship arc with Morrigan and the friendship arc with Zevran. So bad to miss Alistair. Oh, I love Alistair so much. I see Alistair and I'm like, Yeah, if I did, I couldn't romance Alistair. Exactly. That's why I'm like curious about this romance.
Here I
'cause
am.
I don't know if I could do it
This
myself
should be
and
good. Go ahead.
not romance Alistair.
Well, now, I imagine that's a very fair question. Being an assassin
Not
after
the
all
dog.
is a living, at least as far as such things go. I was simply never given the opportunity
ambient
to choose
sound
another
of-
way.
of bark
So
spawn.
if that choice presents itself, why should I not seize upon it? To be truthful, I didn't even know the crows existed when I joined them. I was but a boy of 7 when
Oh
I
my
was
God.
purchased. For 3
See, like-
sovereigns, I'm told. Which is a good price, considering I was all ribs and bone and didn't know the pommel of a dagger from the pointy end.
He really
The
opens
crows
up
buy all
about
their
a lot of
assassins
these
that way.
things.
Buy them young, raise them to know nothing else but murder. And if you do poorly in your training, you die.
He opens up about a lot of these really traumatic things pretty
Of course,
easily, which
you
is
compete
kind of
against your fellow assassins, and those who survive are rightfully proud of it. In Antiva, being a crow gets you
the
respect.
opposite of Karth.
It gets you wealth, it gets you women, and men, or whatever it is you might fancy. But that does not mean doing what is expected of you always. And it means being expendable. It's a cage, if a gilded cage. Pretty, but confining.
What is it you fancy?
Fancy
Ooh!
many things. I fancy things that are beautiful and things that are strong. I
Beautiful
fancy
and
things that are dangerous
strong.
and exciting. Would you be offended if
Yeah,
I said
I feel like this
fancy
reminds me a little bit of like Jill Axel.
you? This is good to know. As for what I'll do in the future, presuming that there is one, I truly can't imagine. It might be interesting to go into business for myself, for a change. Far away from Antiva, of course. For now, naturally, I go where you go. And here I am, happy to be had. Isn't it wonderful how things work out that way? Come now, enough chit-chat. Talking about the crows summons them, you know. Only an Antivan fishwife could tell you
He
so.
just makes up stuff about the crows. Like it's so funny though because that's one of the things I really like about Dragon Age 2. Oh, sorry, now I'm going on a tangent, but it reminds me. One of the things I really like about Dragon Age 2 is you have to remember that it's all told from the point of view of Varric narrating his story. And so, like, how much is that unreliable narrator, like the events of that game? Are they even true? Are they even accurate? Are the characters so extreme because Varric is just telling the story that way? But the something with Zevran that's funny also is that I like some of the things that he says about the Antivan crows, and we haven't really interacted with the Antivan crows that much in all of the Dragon Age games, I don't think. But like, I swear to God, some of the stuff he's just making up. Maybe sometime in my tent, right? You know nothing about the Leliana romance? Oh yeah. I don't know either, May Ray, but I know some people really love the Leliana romance.
All right, but I get to stare
So
at
far,
you
he's giving me a
luridly while you do
little
so.
kind of Dralaxel vibe. So,
Well, the crows would have you believe that it is an involved process that takes years of training, the sort that tests both your resolve and your endurance. Survive that process and maybe, just maybe, you're good enough to start being considered one of them. But quite frankly, the truth is that all it requires is a desire to kill people for a living. It's surprising how well one can do in such a field.
or maybe he's like a combination character, like Entreri
Within the
and
crows, I
Dralaxel
mean.
together,
But it has been something
assassin.
the crows have devoted a great deal of time
Rogue.
to perfecting. An assassin simply specializes in striking from stealth, and in maximizing that first attack to be as lethal as possible. Debilitate your foe, either by poison or by crippling their limbs, makes any follow-up combat you need to
And then he
engage
just
in
goes
that
into
much
detail
simpler.
about killing people. These characters are so
Getting
great.
paid for the act is beside the point. An assassin is more a tactical choice than a lifestyle.
He's so
Of
just
course, the
candid
crows
about
like
it.
to pretend that their abilities are trade secrets, shrouded in shadows and wrapped in a blanket of mystery. So let's just keep this between you and me, shall we? Hmm?
Oh yeah, actually I shouldn't have told you about our secret ways of killing people. But now we have a sort of
Alright,
intimacy
But I get
together.
to stare at you luridly while you do so.
Ooh.
And why not? There are many things to enjoy about being a crow in Antiva.
He never
You're
said that to me, I
respected,
don't think.
You're feared. The authorities go out of their way to overlook your trespasses. Even the rewards are nothing to turn your nose up at. As for the killing part, well, some people simply need assassinating. Or do you disagree?
Anakin would agree. Isabella,
often
I
find myself
really
the
want to see
instrument
the
of fate,
Isabella
ending
romance.
these lives for one necessity or another. I console myself with the notion that most
But
of
I
them
might want to
end
play that.
As far as enjoying the act of killing itself, why not? There is a certain artistry to the deed. The pleasure of sinking your blade into their flesh and
yeah.
knowing that their life is in your hands.
What are they gonna say? That's a bit sick.
There
I
are
know
many
what you
things I
mean!
did not enjoy about being a
Oh,
crow,
this is
of
a
course.
renegade
Having
warden.
no choice, being treated as an expendable commodity, the rules. Oh, so many rules. But simply being an assassin.
So many
I like
rules.
it just fine. I will continue to do it if I can, even if I am not a crow.
Wait.
Honestly, could you picture me doing something?
I'm really kind of confused how I get roasted so much, actually, for romancing Reyes. And then there's like Zevran, who is like, I love killing people. I'll tell you details of how I love killing people. And nobody flinches. Nobody flinches at this.
Anything else?
Like, we love him for this. A handsome
I
elf
mean
like you.
professionally. Or maybe you mean professionally as well. Perhaps you intend to peddle my services to bored Ferelden noblewomen. It is an interesting thought, but I've always removed my clothes strictly on an amateur basis. A talented amateur, of course, but an amateur nonetheless. Of course, all these thoughts are moot. Chances are still good that you and I will perish, eaten by darkspawn or slain by the crows
sure, now
at some
he's
point.
trying to back out of
Really
it.
gruesomely, I imagine. But it is pleasant enough to chat about. Come, let's move on while our boots still have some wear in them.
He's just planting the seeds right now
But
for
I
the
get to
romance.
stare at you luridly while you do so. My adventures? I'm hardly an old man just returned from across the ocean, am I? Should I shake
Candace.
my fist at nearby children while I talk
Romancing
about the
the
good old days?
murderer. You respond to being roasted. Neither Reyes or Zevran do.
Then you want to hear about the grueling training? Being locked in an
Luridly
oubliette for weeks
lewd.
at a time? The slavery? The festering injuries? Or are we seeking
Okay.
something more glamorous?
I will say though,
Well, that should be easy enough, I think. Let's see. My second mission ever.
I'll
for the
save my
Crows was a
thoughts
bit
for after this.
intriguing. I was sent to kill a mage who had been meddling in politics. In Antiva, nobody is too important to escape the reach of the crows. They've killed kings and queens. That is simply how it is. As it turned out, the mage in question was quite a delightful young woman.
oh my god.
Long, divine legs, as I recall. I caught her in a carriage on her way to escape to the province.
Long
After I
divine
killed her guard,
legs.
she
What are
got down on her
divine
hands
legs,
and knees
chat?
and begged for her life, rather aptly, I might add. So I joined her in the carriage for the night and left the next morning.
Okay, I was gonna say, I feel like part of Zevran's way of dealing with all of his trauma and past is just like talking so, like I said, so just like candidly about it. And I don't know, maybe that's just part of it. Dragon Age playthrough at least once or twice a year. Yeah, it makes me happy. I love Dragon Age. Leliana's legs after Inquisition. Oh, true. I made Leliana divine. I did.
Well, yes, twice, actually. Then she decided to try and use me instead. The woman had actually convinced me to speak to the crows on her behalf. What can I say? I was young and foolish at the time. Then, as I was kissing her goodbye to return to Antiva City, she slipped on the threshold and fell backwards out of the carriage.
And he's just
Broke
like,
her
yeah,
neck.
she died.
Shame, really, but at least it happened quickly. Not actually, no. I was a bit unimpressed by the development at first.
And he's just chill.
Then I found out that she had told the driver to take her to Janellen instead. She had planned to lose me in the provinces.
No, I haven't watched
I would
Doctor
have looked
Who.
very foolish to the crows. As it was, my master was very impressed that I had done such a fine job of making it look like an accident.
Shay,
The
hello.
circle magi
I haven't
was
watched
unaware of
Stranger
foul play,
Things
and
either.
everyone was happier all around.
I know it's a really big thing right now. I haven't
I
watched
got
it.
stupid, in
yet.
fact, and very lucky. It was after that when I learned that one needn't let a pretty face go to your head. Professionalism was key. That's my moral
Oh,
of
so
the
now
day.
he's trying to slip in there like, oh, I'm not so easily fooled.
Well, there is you. But I'll point out that you did have to capture me and tie me up first. Every rule.
Ooh!
Now that
Okay.
I've mentioned tying me up in that context, do we have extra rope about?
I knew he was going to say something about that. I'm like, if they don't have a line, if he does not have a
Alright.
line like that
But
after
I
that.
get to stare at you luridly while you do so.
Luridly.
Again. Well, now, what might interest you, I wonder?
I don't think
Shall I
he got so
describe the
spicy
stages
with the
involved with
details when I
anthrax
talked to him about
poisoning?
this.
I watched a man go through all 7 once.
The Doctor and Captain Jack. Shoot, I wish I knew the reference.
Haha, you have rather macabre tastes, I see. I like that. Let's see. How about the
I like
largest
that.
battle I ever took part in? That would have been the slaughter of Prince Azrin. Did you hear of that down in these parts?
You
Me?
killed a
Not
prince.
personally, but I did take part in the attack.
Yeah,
Prince Azrin was
just
fourth
telling
in line
people
to the
how
throne, you
I
see.
was
He
involved in
started off as
killing
11th,
royalty.
but worked his way up the old-fashioned method by inheriting control of an entire Crocel from his grandfather. After assassinating his way through the royal family, the king hired 3 other cells to take down Prince Azrin once and for all. I was in one of those cells. Antivan royalty is very much bound up in the crows. You wouldn't want it run by a bunch of commoners, after all, would you? This means they get involved in
I want to
politics
go to
quite often.
Antiva so
This
badly.
particular fight
Or
nearly
like,
bankrupted the nation, I understand. It almost ended up putting a crow on the throne, a commoner. But
do you think
that's a
we'll get
whole
to see
different story.
Antiva in
I
the
played
next
a very small
game?
part.
In Dad? Yeah, he is very chipper, upbeat. You're right.
My part in the entire battle was taken up trying to reach Princess Verina, who had thrown in with her brother. I killed about 11 of her guards personally before I got knocked out of a window. I landed in the river and nearly drowned.
I forgot
I
about
was
this.
fished out by some urchins who robbed me blind.
He
Made
can
off
get
with
really
my
pissed
boots,
if you
too.
say the wrong
At
thing
least
to
they didn't
him.
cut my throat. And that
It's
was
almost
my
certain.
part in
Oh,
history.
okay. I knew we were going to Tevinter. I didn't know if we're going to Antiva.
It's true. I live a charmed life. One of the prostitutes that raised me was a fortune teller. Said I wouldn't die young. She was rather startled by that.
Oh.
But there you go. Tale told. Let's be off before I tell more embarrassing stories, huh?
Before I tell more embarrassing stories. He's kind of cute. Okay, there's a kind of cute element to it. Oh yeah, I don't like the barking sound either. I don't like it either. But we forgive because it's Bark Spawn. They literally showed it in their trailers. Oh. I only saw I think I don't remember seeing it in I don't know, maybe I just didn't know when I saw it. Leave the dog alone. I was going to say Woody's going to yell at us.
All right. But I get to stare at you luridly while you do so.
Luridly. I kind of want that as a
The only
voice
one that's
line.
really worth telling is the story of the mission right before I came to Ferelden. But no, I would rather not. I shouldn't have said anything.
I don't want to talk about it.
Thank you. Perhaps another day, huh?
Oh.
I've a question, if I may.
Respected
Well,
boundaries.
here's the
Nice
thing.
to see.
I swore an oath to serve you, yes? And I understand the quest you're on, and this is all very fine and well. My question pertains to what you intend to do with me once this business is over with, as a point of courtesy.
It always pains me that he's like asking you.
Of course it is afterwards. The ravishing part is a given. One simply assumes that once your Grey Warden
You know,
business is finished,
what are you
will have
going to
no
do
need
with
of an
me?
assassin to follow you about. Am I wrong?
What are you going to say? There's always a
Sure, I
use or
could
two
come up
for a
with few
handsome
more,
elf.
but it is good to know what my options might be, but that is for another
That's
time.
true.
For now, we have much to do, yes?
Because I feel like he's just like, it's still pretty early in their interactions. And honestly, that would be very concerning, I guess, is that people have just kind of like owned him his whole life or been in charge of what he can and cannot do. And then he's put in this life or death scenario that he narrowly survives, you know, kind of like charms his way into surviving. And then it's like, you want to be friendly to this person, but you also probably feel pressured to like figure out, okay, like, am I going to be, once I've helped with this life or death situation, assuming I make it through this, like, are they going to, what are you going to do to me? And that's so sad.
All right, but I get to stare at you luridly while you do so.
Lurid.
Oh, you wish to know about Antiva, do you? The only way to truly appreciate it would be to go there. It is a warm place, not cold and harsh like this Ferelden. In Antiva it rains often, but the flowers
Here we are, guys. Get ready
always
for
in
Dad.
bloom. Or so the saying goes.
Oh, so the saying goes. He's telling us fake things about Antiva.
That's it. Some are simply more open about their business than others. I hail from the glorious Antiva city, home to the royal palace. It is a glittering gem amidst the sand, my Antiva city. Do you come from someplace comparable?
Not.
Oh, I have never
I
seen
feel
that
like
place.
Antiva's gonna be
I'm
gorgeous.
sure it has its charms and its dogs. You know what is most odd? We speak of my homeland, and for all its wine and its dark-haired beauties and the lilo flutes of the minstrels, I miss the leather the most.
Oh, I love this. Is that some kind of euphemism?
It may as well be, but not this once, no. I mean the smell.
Not this once.
For years, I lived in a tiny apartment near Antiva City's leather-making
He has a
industry,
pretty good
in a
sense
building
of
where the
humor.
crows stored
In
their
this
youngest
situation.
recruits, packed in like crates. I grew
Leather
accustomed
and
to the
ropes.
stench,
Write that
even though
down.
the humans complained of it constantly. To this day, the smell
And
of fresh leather is
Parvalin.
what reminds me most of home
I
more than
didn't think
anything
about
else.
Parvalin either. I think that makes sense.
Oh,
We'll
not so
I
long,
think we'll
know.
see all of
It
those.
is my first time away from Antiva, however, and the thought of never returning makes me think of it constantly. Before I left, I was tempted to spend what little coin I possessed on leather boots I spotted in the store window. Finest Antivan leather, perfect craftsmanship.
I love how they're
to need them.
boots.
I thought, Zevran,
Out
you
of
can buy them when you
everything.
return as a reward for a job well done. More the fool I, no?
He was gonna reward himself with boots. That's so cute.
True, and it's a comforting thought. One simply never knows what is to come next. How could I have suspected I would end up defeated by a beautiful Grey Warden, a woman who then spares my life? I could not.
Oh, beautiful, is it?
I say you are beautiful because it is true. Should I not? And glad
No,
I
by
am to
all
hear it.
means.
Now,
Ooh.
if it is all the same to you, I would prefer
I think
not to
that's
speak
where
more
I
of
said
Antiva.
no.
It makes me wistful and hungry for a proper meal.
I was like, don't flirt with me.
All right, but I get to stare at you luridly while you do so. I could teach others, but not yourself. First, I would need someone who has training as a rogue.
Wait, I hope Sten
That
from
is,
Origins is
unless
still
you
alive.
care to spend the
Oh,
years
that
it
would be
takes
cool.
to gain the fundamentals. But if there should be
I would like to
such
see
a person
Sten.
who
Sten
desires
went
this
into a leadership
training,
position,
yes,
right? So
by all means, send them to me. The crows are already furious, no? I shall enjoy tweaking their nose further.
tweaking their nose.
Oh, this should be good.
Okay,
What would
personal.
you like to discuss?
Oh, there's gonna be. Oh, it's gonna get spicy soon.
This could be a sensitive topic, my dear
Your
lady.
history with
Are you sure you
women.
wish to voyage there?
Oh no, this is such a. It's so funny how you can
As
talk
you
to these
wish.
companions about that.
Let me start by saying that my history is varied, indeed. It has also not been restricted to women. Does that offend you? I grew
You
up amongst
enjoy
wolves,
other
my dear.
men?
Sex is best when done well, and truly, that is my only rule. Do I prefer women?
Sex is best when
Yes,
done
yes,
well.
I believe I do. But you must understand that a certain open-mindedness is sought by the crows.
I've
in
actually
their
never heard this
recruits
conversation
for
with them.
very good reasons. I have had to do many things in my work as an assassin, some pleasant and many not so. The crows recruit elven assassins because we are considered beautiful by humans. I'm sure you can
Pan-chaotic
imagine the
being,
rest.
yeah.
I cannot change my past, obviously. I regret far more than the men and women I have been with. And if that is more than you can bear, well, then it is good we know now, yes?
Yeah, say it, Zevran. I love this, actually.
You're
It
a
doesn't
better person
bother
than
me.
most, I suspect.
Aw.
Enough talk of the past. It is what lies ahead that is important, no?
What if there's people It actually pains me to imagine that there's people that go into these dialogues and talk to him and they're like, actually, I hate that. Like that. I feel like they shouldn't even have that option. I feel like there shouldn't be a dialogue option that's like, ew, no, I don't like that.
Again? I'm game. Oh, is there
Join me in
something
a
your
tent?
that needs assassinating? That is my specialty, or so I'm told.
Your tent needs assassinating. Wait, that's so cute.
That's
I
quite
bet
an
you're
offer,
good at-
especially from such a beautiful woman, if we are both speaking of the same thing.
He wants to make sure that you know.
And here I
Okay.
thought it might be a Grey Warden thing. Ah, very well.
Okay, very clear communication. Okay. Oh God, what is this? I love these scenes. Wait, they're by the fire? Why are they outside? Oh, that's not a position we got in the Alistair romance. I love those compilations. They're so cringe.
I knew this would happen eventually. I should have warned you right from the moment you refused to
Oh
kill
my
me.
God, that's
It
so
was
funny.
inevitable.
Okay. Okay, that's a great line after, by the way. It was inevitable. But I need an adult. That was so funny. Oh. Hello, Crimson. Welcome in. I think that was spicier than the Alistair compilation of spicy scenes that we get in the Alistair romance, which is the only one that I've seen up until now. And there was something else I was gonna say. Oh, I've heard people tell me that they like accidentally had sex with Zevran. And I don't really understand how you could accidentally do that because the dialogue that they had before the scene was like very, very clear on like, yes, we are consenting to have sex. Like, how do you accidentally do that at that point? The videos outside by the fire. I don't remember if in the scene with Alistair, if it shows like the fire like that. I thought that it was just in the tent, but hello, Buzzkill. Yeah, their warden looks like Leliana, which makes it a little bit awkward. A little bit awkward. Let's see what they say here. I love the wardens.
It's true.
You're practically
They
a
used to
public
issue warnings
menace.
about me at the Antivan border. Ah, the good old days. So then, as the priestess so famously said to the handsome actor, what now?
Oh. See, they're very good about talking about things.
Allow me to make it simple for you, my Grey Warden. What comes next is entirely up to you. I was raised to take my pleasures where they could be found, for they do not come very often. I shall ask nothing more of you than you are willing to give.
Well, that's good.
I must admit, we have come very far from those early days when I tried to kill you and you decided not to kill me.
I feel like the
Fate
communication is
such a
actually pretty
tricky
good in
whore,
this.
isn't she? At any rate, we should be on our way. A new day awaits us, or so the rumor goes.
They sent everyone to Deneros so they'd have the camp to themselves.
Gloves?
You can
You're giving
imagine
me
the party
gloves? What
banter. Oh, the gloves.
I did not mean to sound ungrateful, it is just... Wait, these are Dalish, are they not? My mother was Dalish, and had a pair very similar to these. The leather was less thick, and it had more embroidery, but these are very close, and quite handsome. Do I seem surprised? Perhaps I am. Still, I appreciate the fact that you even thought of me. No one has simply given me a gift before.
That kills me every time. No one's given him a gift before.
What say you?
I'm sorry. That's so
By all
wrong.
means.
Yeah, it's like, oh my heart. Every
I
time
know
I hear
little
that.
enough of the Dalish other than the fact that my mother was one, or so I was told. She had fallen in love with an elven woodcutter and accompanied him back to the city, leaving her clan behind for good. And there, of course, the woodcutter died of some filthy disease, and my mother was forced into prostitution to pay off his debts.
Oldest tale in the
Oldest
books.
tale in the book.
Thanks, Zevran.
How should I know? My mother was a whore, as you'll recall. None of the other elven boys in the whorehouse knew their fathers. I was not so unusual. I didn't know my mother either, of course. She died giving birth to me.
Oh,
My
don't
first
say that. My
victim,
first
as it were.
victim.
We were all raised communally by the whores. It was a happy enough existence, ignoring the occasional beating. Until eventually I was sold to the crows. I brought a good price, so I hear. It could
Yet
have been
you're
much
oddly
worse.
cheerful.
Shall I tell you about what happened to the other whorehouse boys who did not fetch a decent price with the crows? Surely your life has not been so idyllic. People like you and I are not the product of happy lives of contentment, after all.
Morrigan Pillow! Yay!
My original point is that my mother's Dalish nature was always a point of fascination for me. Through all the years of my crow training, the one thing of my mother's that I possessed was a pair of gloves. They were of Dalish make, I knew that much, and beautiful. I had to keep them hidden.
Now I'm
of
hyped
course,
to watch them.
as
I
we
want to
were not
watch
allowed
the
such
Morrigan
things.
romance
Eventually,
now.
they were discovered, and I never saw them again.
Thank you, Nasasi, for
I
the
don't
pillow.
feel anything about them. Oh, we heard about them in the city, even deep in Antiva. I even had the notion once to run off and join them. Naturally, the reality did not live up at all to the fantasies I had constructed as a boy, staring at those gloves. But such is life. Come, enough talk of the Dalish. Let us move on. What say you?
I want to know what comes next.
Not everyone, but a beautiful woman like yourself. Why not? I'm sure you draw many stares from men and even other women.
Ooh.
Does this bother you? Then I shall keep
I
that in
like
mind.
it.
And perhaps even redouble my efforts. There was a young elven dancer in Antiva City once, and I believe I actually managed to stare off all 7 of her skirts. It's a trick worth
7?
retrying. Now that that is out of the way, perhaps we should move on. With you in front, of course.
Oh.
What is your desire?
The way that he says things is just, in
Again?
general, so much
I'm game.
spicier.
What? And I'm not even drunk yet.
Care to join me in my tent? Is that what it said? Oh. I love the kissing. I love how small Zevran is. Hello, Fahrenheit! The elves are just so small.
That smell. This is Antivan leather, isn't it? I would know that anywhere. I don't know how you found it, but thank you.
He's so
Now, if
happy.
only you could find me a prostitute or two. A bowl of fish chowder and a corrupt politician. I'd really feel like I was home.
Fish chowder actually sounds
And
pretty
the
good.
feet as well. Marvelous.
Aw,
These
he's so
old
happy.
bones can only take so much.
We love old BioWare games.
I know what
Okay.
you're going to say, and
Their warden looks like Leliana for some reason. I'm not sure exactly why, but now we have Leliana. Oh, looks like they also have a... Uh-oh. They had a romance with Leliana too, so we're gonna get to see this reaction, I guess.
I'm just
You call?
They're like, okay,
Can I
Leliana, we're
respond
breaking
in
up, by the
poetry?
way.
No? How sad. Yes, I suppose it is time. You have been a good friend to me after all. There is no reason to be silent. There
I
is
love
a
that he
reason
calls
I
you a
accepted
friend
this mission
first,
in Ferelden, far
you know?
away from home, and it had nothing to do with any thought that I might leave the crows. Meeting you, after all, was quite an accident. My last mission before this one did not end well. You must realize that until that day I was cocky and arrogant. I was the best crow in Antiva, I believed. And I bragged of my conquests
The best
often,
crow
both as an assassin
and in
lover.
Antiva. I love how we always get companions like that.
Indeed. I was often told I was insufferable, right before I ended up in bed with someone.
That's
Such
true.
is how it was. One of the crow masters grew tired of my boasting. My bid for an incredibly difficult mark was accepted, much to my surprise. A wealthy merchant with many guards and completely silent. Taliesin agreed to be part of my team, as well as an elven lass named Rina. She was a marvel. Tough, smooth, wicked. Eyes that gleamed like justice. Everything I thought I desired.
Oh,
Rina
a
was
tragic
special.
ending.
I had closed off my heart, I thought. But she touched something
I would get
within
so
me. It
jealous.
frightened me.
It's so
When
bad,
Taliesin
but I would get
revealed
so
to me that
jealous.
Rina had accepted a bribe from the merchant, told him of our plan. I readily agreed that she needed to pay the price and allowed Taliesin to kill her. Rina begged me not to. On her knees, with tears in her eyes, she told me that she loved me and had not betrayed us.
I forgot how dark
I
this
laughed
was.
in her face and said that even if it were true, I didn't care. I convinced myself it was. Taliesin cut her throat, and I watched her bleed.
Red flags.
I spat
I
on her
really
for
forgot
betraying the
about
crows.
this.
When Taliesin and I finally assassinated the merchant, we found the true source of his information.
Oh my god,
Rina
that's
had
so
not betrayed us,
dark.
after all.
That's so dark.
I wanted to tell the crows what we had done, our mistake. Taliesin convinced me
Also,
not
like,
to.
you're
He said
romancing
it
him
would
at
be a
this
foolish
point. You're
waste.
like,
So we reported that Rina had died in the attempt. We needn't have bothered. The crows knew what we had done. The master who disliked me told me so to my face. He said the crows knew, and they didn't care. And one day, my turn would come.
I agree, Fahrenheit. I really agree with that. And I don't know if it's because
You
there's
once
3
asked
different
why I wanted to leave
games
the crows.
with 3
In
different
truth,
casts,
What I wanted was
so they have to
die.
like make it more.
What better way than to throw myself at one of the fabled Grey Wardens?
And then he.
And then this happened, and here I am.
What a
It
tragedy.
feels good to speak of it to someone. I swore I never would.
See, it's
Whatever
good
it
to
is I
talk about
sought by
things,
leaving
Car.
Antiva, I think I have found it. I owe you a great deal. Let us return to your mission, shall we? Suddenly, I do not feel like standing about.
Oh. Okay, so some old KOTOR videos I used to watch where they used a mod to change the main character with Bastila. Oh no, that's really so weird. I wonder why people like doing that. I don't know. Yeah, I think it might be partially because, like I said, you get 3 different games with 3 new characters, playable characters, and new cast of characters for the most part, and I feel like that's why they feel a little bit more complete. But I don't know. I'm just a little bit biased toward Dragon Age in general, I think. Not that I don't like Mass Effect.
Trap right ahead.
And so here is the mighty Grey Warden at long last. The crows send their greetings once again. And where is Zevran? I don't see him
The
with you.
crows send their
very
regards.
disappointing.
Igloo, hello.
Then I shall need to seek him out once
They're
we're
also
done.
way longer.
Here
Oh,
I am, Taliesin. Tell me, were you
Here
sent,
I
or did you
am.
volunteer for the job?
Oh ho! And he makes an appearance. I volunteered,
This fight was
of
really
course.
hard.
When I heard that the great Zevran had gone rogue, I simply had to see it for myself.
He's always
Is that
been a
so?
rogue.
Well, here I am, in the flesh.
You can return with me, Zevran. I know why you did this, and I don't blame you. It's not too late. Come back and we'll make up a story. Anyone can make a mistake.
Red flags. Red flags. Don't do it. He
You
belongs
don't
with
even know
me.
Who you're talking about, do you?
And neither do you, Taliesin.
Ooh, I like
I'm
that
sorry, my old
line.
friend, but the answer is no. I'm not coming back. And you should have stayed in Antiva.
He's saying, you don't even know me anymore. I've changed as a person. I'm not the same person that you
And there
knew.
it is.
I love that.
Taliesin is dead. And I am free of the crows. They will assume that I am dead along with Taliesin. So long as I do not make my presence known to them, they will not seek me
And
out.
he does make his presence known to them. I think it says in
very
the
good
epilogues.
It is, in fact, what I had hoped for ever since you decided not to kill me. I suppose it would be possible for me to leave
Yeah,
now
fair
if I
night.
wished. I could
He
go far
betrayed
away,
you,
somewhere where the crows would never find me. I think, however, that I could also stay here. I made an oath to help you, after all. And saving the world seems a worthy task to see through to the end, yes?
He's always ready to put his life on the line.
Then stay I shall. I am with you until the end. Provided you do not tire of me first. Or I die. Or you die. But there you go. Let us return to the task at hand, then. There is still much to be done, yes? So, you have heard the rumor about the future queen? She has this elven fellow on the side. Handsome, naturally.
They have the queen ending with
He
the
is
Zevran.
no dummy either, let me tell you. I know how things are. I shall make it easy for you. What we have, if it can no longer be, then it can no longer be.
Oh.
Oh? I must admit, I do love a good royal scandal. Let
That's
us
kind of a
continue
cool-
on then. We can always discuss this more later, provided one of us is not eaten by a dragon. And if so, problem solved. So, we head into the city to face
Oh,
the
I love these
archdemon together,
speeches.
do we?
Okay.
Just as it should be. Allow me to
I
say
love these.
that
These
it
make
has
me
been a
cry
pleasure.
every time I play this game.
Assassinating you was the luckiest thing that could have happened to me. And yet good enough to fight an archdemon. Imagine that.
Wait, that's it? That's all he
I will
says?
be relieved when all this pomp and ceremony is done. Such events are perfect opportunities for
Is there not
assassins, after
more?
all.
I swear to God, there's supposed to be more of a speech there. I think that this person doesn't have it. Like, doesn't he say, like, or is that someone else I'm thinking of? One of the other characters. Stop this, you'll make me romance him. Do it! Do it! It's actually,
I can't help
it's
but
very
expect the
cute.
crows to
I mean,
appear
not
at any
cute.
moment,
It's,
which would be a welcome break.
that's the
mind
wrong
you.
word.
You see? This is why I like you. Always game for a little fun. You know, it does occur to me that staying in one place is only going to invite
They're
the
just
crows
like-
to find me that much quicker.
This relationship
While fun,
feels a
that
little
might
bit more
eventually get
mature
complicated.
than the
You said
Alistair
earlier that you are
relationship.
planning on remaining here. Is that true?
And it's less
Naturally.
romantic.
You caught me and now you're stuck with me, I'm afraid. Sad,
me.
I know, but we'll manage somehow. Well then, since I am sticking around, I suppose we'll have plenty of time to speak later, yes? So go on and get paraded about. It's fun to watch.
It's fun
Don't
to
worry.
watch.
I'll keep an eye on you and make sure no one gets a clear shot. Not without paying me a great deal of coin.
I also
anyhow.
just like the idea that she's queen and he's like,
Expecting.
oh yes! They're showing us the Dragon Age 2. Okay. We gotta see this. I like the idea though that they have this ending where he's like the, you know, like they're still together. She's queen. He's like, oh, I'll watch your back for like assassinations. I like that. That's kind of cute. Like you don't need to end up with a marriage to have it be. I feel like so many people want their Dragon Age romances to end in like marriages and things like that. But I feel like that shouldn't be the end of everyone. They can be other.
I smelled Antivan leather.
What's so quiet?
If it isn't my favorite pirate wench.
My
Shouldn't you
favorite
be
pirate
dead by now?
wench. Yeah, what happened to his face? Not
It
this.
seems we were both fortunate to find powerful friends, no? Tell me, is this one as
It's so quiet.
adventurous as our dear warden?
We could always ask.
No. As fun as that would be, I am committed elsewhere.
You fell for the
Oh.
warden.
How do you do? My name is Zevran Aranai.
You
adventurer
fell
and
for the
occasional assassin.
warden.
I must admit, I was waiting for an assault by the crows, not the mighty.
He said, I'm
champion of
committed
Kirkwall."
elsewhere.
I thought you'd be taller.
I love Hawk. I want to play this game so
A man
badly.
named Nuncio has asked you to capture a dangerous killer, yes? What did he say this time? That I killed his wife? Butchered his parents? Sold his children into slavery? Or did he tell you he was a lawman from Antiva, charged with apprehending a ridiculously handsome fugitive?
He didn't mention how handsome.
Yeah, Garrett.
Ah, so you've noticed. I credit my high cheekbones and pouty lips. Bring me to Nuncio if you wish. But
Not in
I
this
warn you,
animation.
he surely intends to kill you. The crows do not like loose ends. Unlike myself.
Is it gonna show where you
You
can,
are a man who can clearly handle himself.
where you can
yes?
like,
Why worry? So you can either tie me up, gag me, and then manhandle me, or you can take me to Nuncio. Which will it be, I wonder?
You know him best. What do you think?
Isabella?
I've had better.
I meant about letting
I've
him
had
go.
better.
Oh, right. I'd let him go.
Oh
I
my
like your list
god.
of options, but does it have to be in that order?
Oh, so we're
I
gonna
knew
get to
you
see what
couldn't
happens in
resist
this
my
too.
obvious charms. It's the accent, isn't it?
None of your tricks. You're coming with me.
Ah, as you wish. Let us see what Nuncio has to say. I'll follow you whenever you're ready to leave, champion.
Ah, champion, you delivered. Just as I knew you would. It's a pity.
What's happening here?
Crows could really benefit from having you in their pocket. Alas, orders are orders. No loose ends.
I would say I told you so, but that would be so expected, no?
Boys, let's give the champion that much-deserved reward, shall we?
And we all remain in one piece? Well,
It's
it
just
is a
showing all
good
the
day
different
then.
outcomes of this.
I hope we learned a lesson, yes? You cannot trust a crow, unless
Oh,
he is
no, this is just
ridiculously
after.
handsome. My dear Isabella, it has been a
I love how
delight
he
to see you again.
bows.
You travel in fine company.
That's it? You're leaving? What about sex?
Normally I would jump at the chance, but my dear warden may be a tad put out. It is time for
Oh.
me to move on. I have a warden to return to after all. It's been far too long. Perhaps
Oh,
we'll meet again, champion.
that's really cute. But Isabella being like, what about sex? Okay, this is a letter that I've heard is really cute. To the Inquisitor. I wish that I had helpful information regarding Corypheus, but due to my own limited training during the Blight, I know less of ancient Darkspawn lore than do most wardens. I am engaged in a search of my own. All Grey Wardens who do not fall in battle eventually fall to something known as the Calling. Oh, this is from the Hero for Elden. Sorry, not Zevran. A magic. Okay, so we've seen this. We've seen this. But when, let's see. Where does it talk about? Is it going to talk about Zevran? So you're investigating the Calling, trying to stop the Calling. Oh, okay. Oh, yes, here. Part of me wishes I could help your Inquisition more personally because the danger of Corypheus and the breach approaches the threat of even another Blight. Yeah. Regardless, Zevran and I have our own battles to fight. And I can basically, nope. And I can only offer my confidence that you have matters. Basically, I've done my job and you do yours. Tater Tots, welcome in. Yeah, she's Isabella's hilarious. Oh. I feel like there's some things that this video didn't cover, like in Dragon Age Origins Awakening, I've heard that I think I did read it at some point that someone posted somewhere, but that you get a letter from Zevran in Awakening too. And that one is really, really sweet. I don't remember exactly what it all says, but it's like, I think it's something like I would like fight, I would go to hell and back with you and stay by your side just to like be with you if that's what you wanted to do. Something like that. Something romantic like that. Overall, I mean, it wasn't Honestly, it wasn't even super spicy compared to some of the Mass Effect romances that we've watched. But I can see the appeal of it. I think it was a little bit sweeter, and I don't know, maybe some of the vibes that I'm getting of it being like romantic and sweet come partially just from the arc of Zevran's character in general, and just like him sharing about his past and being vulnerable about it, which kind of makes it romantic. Oh my gosh! Tater Tots! Thank you so much for the bits. 334.
Spina party.
I really appreciate that. And we have an Old English word. I'll get that in a second. But I still can't decide if they should give me a voice or not. In my fanfic canon, the architect learns to control the blight. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. That I'm hoping that happens too. The reported punch has to be fake. Yeah, totally faked. Faked YouTube content. Fake YouTuber.
Report to the ship as soon as possible. We're paying, okay?
Perfect! Thank you for the 69 bits, Woody. And perfect for the end of the Zevran. I love that shirt. Thank you. This is one of my favorite summertime shirts too, because it's so nice and airy and breathable and polka dots. Yeah, I don't know. Zevran Romance was fun. I don't think I was a little bit worried that I would be like completely swept off my feet by that and never want to romance Alistair again, but no. I still after seeing that would much prefer the Alistair romance for myself. But I do think that romance feels the Zevran romance feels a little bit more mature, not just because it's like spicier, but just in general, kind of like the dynamic between the Warden and Zevran, it's different. It feels a little bit more grown up. And it's playful. And also I just feel like they handled it in a very mature way. Or like Zevran was very mature about the whole thing. You just want to be queen. I mean you guys know I want the power. We discovered this last night in KOTOR 2. And you guys were so pissed at me for extorting people and taking bribes. I was like, why did I get dark side points for taking that bribe? And everyone in chat was like, because it's evil, Melanie. And I was like, it's not evil to take money from rich people and use it for good purposes and screw them over. And chat was like, yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. The polka dot door, never seen it. Anyway, that was fun. I liked watching